Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today I wanted to try something new. So today I'm going to be doing a vinyl update. I want to take a minute for a quick shout out for Armadillo Music for always having a lot of great music options, either when it's like rap, rock, pop music, or basically every type of genre that we all lead towards to as fans or as new listeners. So why don't we go ahead and start this video off. Alright, first album I wanted to showcase. We got Arctic Monkeys AM. Now, I remember growing up basically listening to some of the songs off this album. Like, of course, we got quite interesting track listing, of course. And, of course, we also got a nice insight of the band as well. Now, I haven't guaranteedly listened to this, so I'm going to go ahead and listen to the whole album, basically give away my honest opinion afterwards, since I haven't, really heard this album. I only listened to a couple of tracks. So, why don't I go ahead and place this bad boy on? Okay, so that was Arctic Monkeys AM. So, I gotta say, this was actually a quite good project. I really had high expectations for this. But I do have to say that some of the songs don't really tend to have some of the good replay value that most of the singles had for the past couple of years that they've been promoting for the album. But I will say that they did try their best. But I will say, I feel like that all the songs felt like they were all the same. Like some of the guitar and mostly the drumming, in my opinion. But they did really try to make it seem that every song had its new style of storytelling and stuff like that. But I just feel like that this isn't as good as what I hear about their previous projects. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this album a good 7.9. Yeah, 7.9. Unbelievable, right? Okay, why don't we go ahead and go into our next album, which happens to be Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Now, I know what you're going to say. There are a lot of people that always constantly overhate on Post Malone because everyone's like, oh my god, he's a leadership plant. Oh my god, this guy is not talented. Well, just shut up. No one cares about your opinion. We have our opinions. Keep yours to yourself. So, the thing about this album is I wasn't actually expecting to get this album. I mean, every time I would go into Armadillo, I would be like, oh god, this is too expensive. Is it really worth my time? I mean, I was actually planning on getting Earl Sweatshirt's Doris, but but the thing about Post Malone is that he always tends to have more replay value on some of his albums. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Stoney or anything, but I really like this album. I specifically think that this is his best project. But the thing why I didn't get Earl Sweatshirt is that this one tends to have a lot of different genres, while Earl stands in his main genre, which is just abstract hip-hop. But I swear, next time that I do go in an Armadillo or any record store, I'll try to get Earl Sweatshirt's Doris, and I'll give that a proper final review as well. So, why don't we take a good look at what we got here. Now, of course, this is completely different from his other albums. but it's also different for its cover, which I think is probably one of the best works. Kind of reminds me of like looking at Game of Thrones or something. I will say, I do kind of find it likable for him to add this nice little poster in here, especially since it has like this cool buzz and you get a nice look at the track listing. I don't think you could actually remove this. Yeah, I don't think you could actually remove this so you can understand what's going on there. So anyway, why don't we go ahead, take a look at what we got here. Oh yeah. I love it when a bunch of artists tend to go to Clearway. This kind of reminds me of Trippie Redd's A Love Letter to You 4. But again, this is Post Malone, so I have a high chance that they will never work together. Why don't we go ahead and give this good bad boy a listen.
$100,000 for the chain and I'm a job. When I pull out the garage, I chop my top. Just on a fiend when I start, I cannot stop. I got hair like Bob, look at me now. Covered in carrots, mahogany cabinets. I'm ball like the Mavericks, stay with the Stallions.
Now, unlike Arctic Monkeys, they had some good replay value, but this has a lot more. I mean, I'm probably going to have to give Arctic Monkeys a couple of listens to really think that it's like over that. But I will say, there are a couple of songs on Beer Bonds and Bentleys that I wish weren't on there in the first place. But since this isn't like the best R&B/pop rap album of all time, I'm basically going to go ahead and give this album a mere 7. Just a straight up 7. Not going over, just a straight up 7. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and go to our third album. Don't worry, I only got a couple more after this. Yeah, I ripped the bag, by the way. Alright, next album, we have Mac Miller's Swimming. Now, this is basically one of his best albums, in my opinion. Now, I know people will give this album shit, okay? Like, his singing's not great, but it's not about the singing. It's about the story in the album. There's a lot of great storytelling in this album. It's basically one of the main reasons I got it anyway. I mean, you get the good stuff that you always want, right? I forgot this came along with a nice little poster with the lyrics, and no, it's not the lyrics, it's just the titles and the people that are there. That helped. Okay, so anyway, alright, first, no, this is the other side. Okay, gotcha. Alright, Mac Miller's Swimming. Oh wait, I realized I forgot to show you guys the track listing. Great set of songs there. Alright. Okay, now let's really get into my version of Field of Dreams here.
My regrets look just like texts I shouldn't send. And I got neighbors, they're more like strangers, we could be friends. I just need a way out of my head. I'll do anything for a way out of my head. In my own way, just feel like living.
So that was Mac Miller's Swimming. I know it's not like Good AM or Circles, but this is still a great project. And like I said earlier, the only con about this album is basically the singing. So basically, if you want an album that is all about great storytelling and you really don't care about how it's sounding, I would recommend this album. It's basically kind of like with Tyler the Creator's Igor. Sure, the mixing's bad, but it's all about the story. Same thing goes for this album. I'm going to give this a good 8.3, and I'm really glad I made myself get this. So anyway, now it's time for our next project. I promise you guys, the next project is going to be the second to last album that I have in this bag, and then we could finally move on and go on with our lives. Alright, next project is 21 Savage's and Metro Boomin's collab album, Savage Mode 2. Now, I love listening to this, mostly because, not just because of like Metro Boomin, but also 21 Savage really made himself improve. Now, I know it's not like I am better than I was, but this is still a great thing. Way better than the first Savage Mode. This is clearly better. Now, unlike the last Savage Mode, the opening was a pile of shit. But this one, Metro and 21 definitely knew what they were doing, especially with putting Morgan Freeman on here to narrate the entire thing. And also another good collab. And also another great feature is how I haven't really tended to like give myself an album with like good coloring, especially like the entire thing. I actually have like Weezer's Okay Human, which has like a cool splatter, but this one's just like full on red. Just full on transparent red. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and give this very, very hard trap album a listen.
Called the first one Savage Mode, my mood, that's what it was. 2016 we was running around, beat niggas up in the club. I know she around for the money, but act like she loyal, I don't for the love. I'm so rich, get bored, might wake up, buy me a car just cuz. Her titties is hard cause she spent the 5, my bitch titties cost me a dub. All my bitches got BBLs, all my bitches got buzz. I ain't with the rap beef, Draco, pedophile, all my arts get touched. We ain't never ran off on no bar, but we still be hopping out cuz. Running, 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 running. I leave all my
21 Savage's and Metro Boomin's collab album, Savage Mode 2. Now, I will say that this is clearly one of the best trap albums I've heard all of last year. And I will say that everything besides Drake would have to be a lot of great features on here. Now, I don't like hate Drake or anything. I just think that he doesn't belong, and he keeps putting himself in trap beats, and he doesn't tend to like really belong. But I gotta say, it's actually quite great. It's actually still a great album. I mean, also with Morgan Freeman's narrating and Metro's production, the way he samples and makes sure he makes every beat very unique, and 21 Savage just flowing and always coming up with the best verses on here. I gotta say, I'm gonna give this album a good 8.1 for this. It really depends on what Savage Mode Free can give us. It really depends if they do it anyway. Alright, now we're gonna go to the final album. The final album, the one that you've all been waiting for, is Black Midi's Cavalcade. Now, I haven't heard this yet, but I will say I did listen to their previous album, Score Like Gang. I can't say it. It's Swedish, but I will say that I listened to their previous album, and I gotta say I love what I heard on the last album. The symbolism that they really put into each track really shows how very different that this rock band can actually be, despite how their name is literally like making Japanese type DJ mixes. But no, this is actually very different. It's completely different from their name. But if you basically know if you basically know who Daft Punk is, then you're gonna like this, because it's really not just about like the symbolism and the lyrics. It's about how well they managed to make every song sound completely different. Either it's sounding like just regular rock music, but no, this is actually a great mix of rock and jazz, which is basically the best type that people always lead to. People love it when people put jazz into their production, and this is clearly one of the best I've heard. Well, I don't know why I said that. I haven't even heard it yet. I will say, they literally do tend to make sure that the artwork looks very unique as well. I gotta say, I really do like that they did actually manage to put the lyrics of all the songs on the edges. That's quite interesting to me. And also, we got... it's been a while since I'm gonna have to push it. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's some good stuff. The last time, I don't know. Yeah, it's still there. There's like a sticker. Yeah, there's a sticker. Gotta get that. Okay, I'm just gonna... I got it. I don't really know what to actually do with this. I mean, I could just put it on my Hydro, but I think it would make more sense to put it on the album itself. But I don't know where to really put it. I'll probably just save it for the time being. Alright, now, fuck. Now, I'd say we get into this nice sense of groove. Now, I will tell you that there is going to be like a lot of noise, which is basically what the entire thing does tend to be. But Daft Punk is also noise as well, so I think it would be okay.
3 over is almost 20 boy, backed only by accordion. 3 over.
Wow. Just wow. This is just amazing. This is mind-blowing. No, this is revolutionary. This is just art. Basically, throughout the entire time that I was listening to this, I was making sure that I get the lyrics and all the symbolism in part. Now, I will say this is definitely basically very experimental with Black MIDI doing its work. I will say that throughout the entire time I was listening, I was thinking, man, this reminds me of a lot of Gorillaz. Like, whenever I hear this guy singing, I'm thinking, damn, this is Gorillaz. But no, this is not Gorillaz. It's the next Gorillaz. Because I don't know when Sound Machine is going to come out with season 2. But for right now, this is going to be the thing. This is going to be my Gorillaz. This is my Gorillaz, and I love it. And I wouldn't change a single thing about it. Now, I will say that throughout my entire time of listening, I'm going to give this album a good 8.9. That's it. Black Midi gets an 8.9 for actually giving us something new, something representful, and something that has really come to mind when it comes to doing basically experimental rock or like anything. This is just brilliant. Well, anyway, that is the vinyl update / review. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and if you guys want to see me do a part 2, just hit the like button. If you want to see more future content, all you gotta do is subscribe. If you know what video I should like really do next, just go in the comment section and tell me anything. And I will see you all